slightly lane against the center.
Didn't carry. So Liquid is just making a statement that they want to play a very pick-off style game, a skirmishing game. Like they're going to step up into the lanes, try and just get an extra little bit of net worth, and then translate that into like one cheap item on each hero, and off we go.
It does also mean that I think we've locked in Wind Ranger to be in the hands of Boxy, with the Mirana taken up by Tofu. We have seen Nisha play Wind Ranger once and it didn't go well, and I think if we heard him talk yesterday about how he wants to have comfort when going in the lower bracket and how he won against Falcons yesterday, then I think you don't give him Wind Ranger. But it's still
there, that's the best part.
Spirit is just building a really scary lineup to try and gank, because at any point you have to deal with the Stampede, the Central Axe, then you have Cogs and Hookshot. Like there's so many little ways. 2 more heroes to be picked as well. So Liquid, their play style is Moonlight Shadow from the Mirana, go with a Blink or some Silver Edge on Tiny to find a hero. If you don't 100-0 them, the counterplay from Spirit is still exceptional.
This is where it feels like you have last pick of the phase on Liquid, and you can respond to a ganking lineup with something like Underlord, with something like Dawnbreaker.
They need it, yeah.
React.
Exactly. Like that's the hero I want to see on Ace, because it will overwhelm the fight for Liquid to give them a good window of the game.
Well, with that in mind, let's just pick up a Rubik now so that the Underlord won't be picked and they don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure.
I mean, you could do that. You definitely could do that, but I think it's not as solid as something like a reload. If you go reload, the whole reload. Okay, full wing's fine too. It's a lot more solid. The have a lot of damage. The lane's very strong. I mean, with Rubik and Centaur, the lane is just a little bit weaker compared to Hoodwing plus Centaur. Like, Hoodwing is just the best support for just securing your laning phase, and Team Spirit here, they have a very, very stable setup. And Hoodwing with the Boomerang plus the Lina, that's insane as well. And Liquid, they need some team fight right now. You guys mentioned Underlord plus or Dawnbreaker. I think those heroes definitely give them team fight, or something like a Tide, like would help them.
I was about to say maybe the Tide, where it's like maybe it's not as like explosive in like global potential as the other two, but it's more I will just walk to every fight and I'll just soak everything that Spirit has. The Spirit, even though their lineup looks very scary, there is a little bit of time that needs to come online. And guys, of course, like I said, when it's second phase and puck's available, you take it at the end of the phase. Otherwise known as 18 puck.
Spirit needs an answer against this puck. The support is the clock, the Hoodwing, they're not great heroes. Somebody has to buy Orchid. Lina doesn't want to buy Orchid. Centaur does not want to buy Orchid. Yeah, so they have to figure out if they can actually slot in a hero to deal with the puck. Can be a mid hero, can be a carry hero, but Liquid so far, they're happy with what they have.
They could play on Spirit. They're so versatile. That's the fun of this team. Night Stalker, I was going to say. We've seen Lal play. Would have been a nice option.
Yeah, that would be nice.
There's also still Dragon Knight in the pool if they want to play that. Simple blink stun on puck.
Yeah, they're the big two, I'd say. And Slaughter's already been banned out on the earlier phase by Liquid. So yeah, it's like Slaughter, Night Stalker. Then if you really want to get desperate, then you can talk about like Void Spirit, but you're getting
This is, however, Team Spirit that very much was aware that this puck would come out, so that I'm sure they have something prepared against it. They do have the overall last pick, and with the flex potential of the Lina, there's definitely still quite a bit possible there. Potentially some cool pocket pick will come out. On the side of Team Liquid, we're in a similar situation as last game, as we need a hero for Ace, and I would love to know what kind of boxes Ace's hero needs to be able to tick this time around, considering they kind of missed the mark with the last game pick.
I think it's awkward now because you take Puck, which is, great. Nisha is someone you should prioritize so he doesn't get banned out, but you're probably going to lose your Dawnbreaker and your Underlord now, which I think were the two best in slot.
Yeah, but they probably felt like he had three options, right? We mentioned Dawn, Underlord, and Tide would be like the obvious option. So maybe they feel like it's okay if they ban two, we're going to get one, but whereas for the mid picks, they feel like Puck is probably the best one, so they decided that was what they wanted to go for.
Also, it was so respectful. I just double checked. Yeah, Nisha hasn't played a single game of Puck this TI. So
really?
Yeah, he decided, you know what? Potential elimination game. Oh, fine. I'll play Puck if you need me to.
The Dragon Knight that you mentioned, Rhea, will be removed from the pool as well.
That's it. We've ran out of heroes.
That's it. Good job. Pack it up.
Of course, there is the like the old Huskar and snipers if the lane beat the puck, but
10 seconds
again,
remaining.
Not really
players these days, they
lineup.
just, yeah, exactly, bad for the lineup. You just farm the double counts after the lane, you lose your mid tower, you sacrifice a little bit of tempo, but then you eventually just have the better lineup because they've drafted themselves
I think
into a
there's
win.
still one more, the Shaker. I don't know if like Shaker's something you would consider. I think Shaker's decent into Puck, it's not that bad. You have that lockdown, you can always stun him from fog, and then you catch him, you kill him with all the echo, you can instantly disable him. And it's good in the lane against the Puck as well. So I think that would be a decent option overall.
It's kind of gone untouched so far, but what do we feel about Io?
Yeah, this series does not care Io.
I know it's obviously not great into Coil because you're going to partner with someone, but also if you're able to have core items on Io and then sustain through Coil, especially with your Lina who's going to get jumped on by a tiny Wind Ranger Puck, I think could be an option.
Yeah, it is an option because against like heroes like Puck and Scum, Glimmer Cape is just OP against them. So picking up a hero that has sustainability is a pretty cool one, and they go for the Lycan.
This
Ace
is
Lycan.
nice.
Yeah,
nice. The Wolf Bite on the Tiny, one of my favorite combos in the game. And it gives them a very, very fast-paced lineup. They have a lot of vision with the wolves. You can hunt down the enemy supports. Clock and Holdwing, they hate playing into summons. They don't really do much against the summons. So this is a very, very nice pick.
It sounds like they rounded this one out maybe a little bit better than the previous one. Of course, there's still an answer coming from Team Spirit that now
The Shaker
it needs
just
to
got
solve
better.
way more.
Can you not just put like Lina to mid and you take like your Toro Terrorblade and then just like you play the macro game, just keep skipping the waves, like you just survive and then...
Or like Sven? you think?
Sven's okay too. There's also a Naga pick, which is kind of like a Lycan counter, but I like the Sven a little bit more.
The carry pool feels way nicer here than the remaining mid pool.
But I'm looking at the mid pool and it's like, sure. Okay,
Nice
they do
quality,
go for
yeah.
the Terrorblade, so yeah. They want to keep the game alive. They want to try and eliminate Team Liquid from the International with a Yatoro Classic.
But they have a puck problem.
Yeah, of course.
Like, who's gonna kill the puck? Maybe the tablet can itemize an Orchid.
You think he does Mantle? Yeah, Mantle Orchid.
Somewhere down the road, but that's gonna take time. And in the first 20 minutes, Footwing's Bushwhack is the only thing that can reliably maybe set up a kill or two on puck.
Will Team Liquid have a more solid early game than previous game?
Yes.
I mean, it's hard not to.
1,000,000%. Like, game 1 doesn't even exist anymore. Like, this is infinitely better from Liquid's draft.
Infinitely better. How much focus is Nisha gonna get if we're saying that, like, you know, Laurel is gonna have to do well against this Nisha puck? Is gonna get help from the side lanes to cement his victory there?
Lina always does well. You're gonna really want your Clockwork to hit 6 because the most reliable way of killing him is probably hook shot into Lina stun, into then like a cog back. I think you have enough damage at that point to kill him. But then you need to make sure that Clockwork is helping with like stacking and then getting the XP from that, making sure you secure your Wisdom Rune because these levels are going to be absolutely 100% the most critical thing for the Spirit to survive.
I just like the fact that we have Yatoro Terrorblade, we have Liquid on heroes that feel like they can come alive in the game, and it isn't going to be a kind of stompy, slow one like last time.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like that. Team Spirit is one game up. Let's see how Coach Blitz feels about
flashbacks. Is this on purpose or is this actually just good for the draft?
We wanted to pay an homage of sorts. I think it's exciting. I'm assuming that the Chinese fans aren't watching the stream, so I don't want to give them like PTSD or anything. But yeah, you know, it's just like a throwback.
Speaking of a throwback, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but 9 years ago on this very stage, the manager, coach of Mineski, was in your exact position in this exact booth. And you know what he did to make his team come back? He did 10 push-ups on the stage. Now, I'm not saying you have to, but could you beat him for good luck for Team Liquid?
Did they win the series?
They did win the series. You have to do more than 10. Will you do it? Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Put him on! Come on, Blitz! 1 for Nisha, 2 for Team Liquid, 3 for everyone, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, come on, 9, you got it, 10, 11, 10, it's a tie.
It's 11.
Okay, it's 11. It's 11, all right, let's go. We got first blood, we gotta get in the game. Team Liquid will come back, the curse is broken, let's get into it.
Very nicely done from Blitz, I have to say. We've seen the first blood already for Liquid, so, I mean, that was after. Or, sorry, the first blood was before the push-up center, so I don't know what's going to happen now.
Yeah, I imagine now. Well, they didn't win on the bounty runes, so maybe he shouldn't have. All the things that have happened since have been in favor of Spirit, which is bounty runes and nothing else.
But the good news is Mikke is the one to get first blood on the position 1 Tiny, so off to a very good start for him.
Yeah, and I agree with the panel's assessment that this will be a better game for Liquid. I think last game, I think it was just the level of execution required and the margin for error was really narrow. I think this has more of a natural feel to it. You've got a better balance between heroes following up. You've got better overall lanes, I would say, on paper, and you don't have to worry about the Prophet this time, which was ignored in the draft. Yeah, I just want to say,
when I looked over at you during the draft, you're like, they're going to pick Prophet.
Well, I was like, there's still Hoodwink, there's still Prophet, and well, we got one of them. It's going to be Rue playing the 5 Hoodwink for the side of Spirit. And a different archetype hero for Laurel here as well. Lina and Pango play completely different games. Pango very much up in the face of the enemy and setting the fights. Lina is more of a ranged assassin, so they're going to need somebody else to play that role, and that's why Not Me is on a Clockwork this time instead of the Shadow Demon. So Spirit making sure to maintain their draft integrity and the overall read they have on what makes lineups function right now. Also, that this was the with that.
Foxy in a bit of trouble. Looks like he'll be taken out by Yatoro. Pops the fairy fire, but falls nonetheless. Rue getting chased by the wolves. He will survive. Go ahead.
Didn't it surprise you that this is Nisha's first game of Puck in the tournament?
You're kidding.
Wasn't that what they said? Did I misunderstand? I think they said he hasn't played it yet.
That's crazy.
This is maybe his best. It's in contention for his best hero of all time. It's probably between this and Emperor, right?
I think it's still fun.
And yeah, sure, the hero is not quite where it used to be right now. I think it's not as good, but it's a really good Puck game. Winner was harping on this quite a bit that Spirit have no way of killing Zero.
Yeah.
So if Nisha gets off to a good start and this game goes into the favor of Liquid in the mid game, I think the Puck plus Lycan is just going to run down the supports super easily in the fights, and eventually Lycan will making Tiny an absolute monster with Zags. So I'm pretty hopeful for Liquid here. For the side of Spirit though, like T-Gov was pointing out, perhaps the idea with the
I just love Yatoro.
It's a classic.
Ever. But yeah.
Obviously a huge problem that Foxy died at level 1 on Wind Ranger. I would say that did not happen in this lane, so they must have made some sort of misplay to get to that position. Now that he has Wind Run, that is unlikely to happen. Damage is all Toro. Lane is all him.
Nami will pop the Lotus and try to stay alive. Collapse with a nice hook stomp onto 2. The 3 does hit Not Me, but he is going to walk away from this.
A power shot attempt? No.
And looking at the CS between the carries,
looking at it
again going to die. So another kill for Yatoro. 3 kills on the board. Has 50 CS versus the 29 of Mickey on Tiny.
It's pretty ironic to throw Lycan to the wolves, but that's literally what they're doing here. This is ugly. I kind of liked the pick. I knew this lane was going to be hard. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. He is bottom of the net worth of the course.
And what about catch-up potential for Lycan? Is that the thing?
Oh, it's
Nisha.
all right.
Very aggressive. He's going to be taken by Not Me in the top side of the river. They take a full Laguna Blade. Acorn shot attempting to get the Illusory Orbit, burning away. Even the Rocket Flare not needed. As Tofu looking to take more damage in the tree line. Another Blood Grenade. So much damage over time. Going bowling, doesn't need it. As Not Me will get the kill with the Blood Grenade. 6-1 advantage for Spirit. They're on fire, no pun intended.
Drew is owning. There's no other way to put it. He's found all these kills bottom. He somehow finds a puck kill in a game that we talked about. They have almost nothing to kill puck with, but that's the exact way they can do it. The Bushwhack Laguna plus Dragon Slave. And then the Afterburn gets the kill of the slow burn. Man.
AK pressure now in that safe lane just by the Centaur. And we're getting close to, it is the 7-minute mark. In fact, Yatoro looks like he'll get the Wisdom Prize. So this is going to be 2 for Team Spirit. Starting to snowball against Liquid.
Not even that. The name of the game so far is Spirit are getting kills they're not supposed to ×3 or 4. And now they also get both Wisdoms. So this is the type of early game that I, frankly, could just not have imagined them getting. That sets the terms for a very strong mid game. Already. This is a Terrorblade who's up 1,500 against the enemy carry at 7 minutes.
Again, getting Bushwhack this time has the win run, so survive the onslaught. Yeah, exactly. The fact that Terrorblade, I mean, trying to get off the slow start sometimes, but this is completely free lane. He's getting kill after kill, or just having the. You have him on your fantasy, like I do, by the way, since he's not there. Could be a very good 2-game series for him if he can continue on this trajectory. Back what did he say? Third highest net worth of all time. Third GPM, rather.
Third highest GPM of all time in Pro Dota.
Oh, yeah. Not even just GI. Okay.
It was in all history. Pretty crazy game. I wonder how many of the top 10 are Alchemists.
Yeah, a lot of them, I'm sure.
Power here.
Tier 1 for Yatoro. And Proxy, out of mana, has to pop the Lotus, and will survive. That's all he will do. Yatoro, 5.3k net worth already. Ace, just suffering the consequences here.
And the thing that's especially crazy about this is that when you're doing this well on Terrorblade, it gives you the luxury to itemize differently, and you can see he's going for the Orchid that the panel was talking about as a potential solution to puck here. I talked about it last game. I think Yatoro, when it comes to itemization, is exceptionally good, and you know he's making the call here that is going to be the one problem he has to solve. The rest will play itself. See if it's going to work out for him. It is obviously it comes with a risk. Like when you're buying Orchid on this hero, if you don't find good use of it, sure, it's fine for farming, but Terrorblade is a hero that scales insanely well with stats. And by buying Orchid, that means you're not getting a fast daddy.
Do you think that it is worth the risk? Because we've seen games, like even with Nisha playing God tier on Puck, where I know he already died this game, but we've seen him lose games with 0 deaths. Sometimes you can just kind of ignore the Puck at some point in the game.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, there's definitely an argument to be made that in Terrorblade's this farm, you just go Scotty, you get Butterfly, and you end the game. Like, that is definitely something that he could have considered too. Teams don't seem to really bulldoze the base at 30 minutes all that much, though. But I would agree that was a potential angle here when you're doing it this well. Might have been able to pull it off. But we'll see. He also hasn't bought any of the components yet. It's currently on the idea state.
Also in the mid lane.
Nice. What
back? Wow. Somehow hit. How is that in range?
Who needs Chasm Stone if you can play like you have it?
I was gonna say. I was gonna check if he had Chasm Stone there for a moment, but Yatoro joining the party, and this will be another tower for Spirit.
That must have been max range.
Yeah,
that was...
Or it's bugs. That's why the hero's been so good at TI.
All right,
travel
another
for Laurel. Go everywhere he wants. So with that in mind, if he does complete the coil now, power shot, this will be a support kill for Liquid. Anything on the board at this stage is something that you just have to take advantage of while you can. It's going to get worse if you don't couple of things back here, but from Puck's perspective, what itemization would you prefer him to go if the Orchid comes out? Yules, you have to go BKB in this game.
Middle tower is
Maybe
under
on Puck
attack.
is real bad.
It feels like Yules is quite reliable, no? There's no immediate follow-up out of the Yules that's going to ruin him.
Sets up LSA.
Well, you should be able to phase, right, every time. So I think Yules is fine. The time to phase dangerous is if the enemy has something that, like,
Carl. Okay. Making a little bit of damage from Boxy. Bushwhack misses this time from Rue. First numbers out. We'll take the Laguna Blade. Eventually they will find
really nice spell casting. Beautiful. Double bowling hit, a nice light strike ray off the first knockback. Spirit are in form. This
really
is
are.
really, really solid from them.
I mean, that's usually the case when they go to the lower bracket, right?
Yep.
They
Maybe
go
the
to another
secret
level.
to beating Spirit is not letting them lose
That's right.
upper bracket, so they can't learn anything. And
Yeah.
you beat them in the grand final.
Yep,
Radiant's
that
middle
sounds like a
tower
great
is under
strategy.
attack.
Ace just trying his best to get back into this game, but it's going to be a struggle for a while. Has the helm now, of course. And how fast do you go Ag? I mean, I feel like
Radiant's top tower
after
is
the
under
helm,
attack.
he is going to upgrade the helm.
Yeah. Might play Agg's second item, though.
I was going to say, like, is this the game to go second item Ag?
Will be that impactful. Well, I mean, AC is definitely good to have for Tiny in the team, but I don't know. The thing about this that's tricky for me is that I don't genuinely know how good the Axe feels when you get it for Tiny at, let's say, 30 minutes versus when you're 5 or 6.
Radiant are
Like,
scanning.
because it depends. You're sending 4,200 gold into another hero. So with AC, you're boosting both of you, and with Axe, you're boosting only him. So you
Dire's
need to
middle
be
tower
confident
is
that
under
by
attack.
turning Tiny into a wolf, I don't know.
Finding initiation onto Boxy again. He's in the thick of all of these kills for
Dire's
Spirit
top
lately.
tower is under attack.
See Moxie 0-5, 13 minutes, having a really rough day in this game.
Spirit will move up to another tier 1, so they'll have the set. No?
Yep.
Toro didn't
Dire's
even
top
have to come
tower
for this.
has fallen.
He is just completely free farming. Has Samantha, gonna go for the shard.
Radiant's
Get that
middle
demon
tower
seal,
is
and
under
then
attack.
if he stays true, will be the Orchid.
I love that Toro's great. You see what it says bottom right?
17.
He's queued up so many items already. Like,
Oh yeah, he's ready.
it's a mind map. He's got the order. I wonder what he has after Scotty.
Radiant are scanning.
Currently, it's Shard, Orchid, Scotty, and then I guess Butterfly or BKB.
Do you really think he's gonna opt for BKB this early, Cinderin?
I don't know. I mean, it's
Dire's
the order,
bottom
right?
tower
No, I
is
know.
under
Get them in
attack.
order.
I know, but
Oh, you mean
even
after
then,
Scotty is
yeah,
too
even
early.
then, of course. When you're up by this much,
maybe.
absolutely.
It has to be annoying for him to redo his order, right? He has to put in 20 items every time.
Yeah, if you put in 20 items, you're not likely to change the order. In fact, is again Boxy in the thick of it, able to knock it off thanks to the win run. One party this time, Ace in his Lycan form. Nisha gets off the coil onto 1. It is a very important one. And Melina, stepping too late. Nisha gets the kill onto Lara, looking for the hooks on Nisha. In the tree line, gets stunned up. Do they have the damage? Do they have the control? It doesn't look like it. Oh, in the distance, it's Boxy getting bounced around by these cogs. And just all over the place. Another beautiful pushback onto 2. Finally, Boxy will take a tumble, and now Toku taking the right-click damage. The Avalanche coming out from Mickey with the toss to follow, but the push-up is there, and now Mickey all alone, and Yatoro and company should be able to finish him off as these cogs just continue to rain up on Liquid. The bowling is out of control right now for Not Me. And they get the rocket flare kill on top of that. Rude trying to survive. Nisha going for the last right-click. It's not enough, though. In fact, it is.
It is.
Nisha,
Blade will do it.
indeed. Which way to fly to this? The hook shot comes in from Not Me at the last moment, but take the rocket flare. Laurel is on there just in time. Beautiful coordination. A blood grenade. It's enough, but Foxy will die for it. What is happening this game?
Oh my god. I was just gonna say, I wonder if we're gonna get a replay of that fight. Mickey just said, Foxy, that you're not surviving a single fight in this game. You just tossed the Wind Ranger into the fight. Like, what is happening? Just literally completely sacrificed his teammate for seemingly no benefit. I don't think there was any shackle shot follow-up. There was nothing. He comes back alive, finds a blood grenade throw, and while Paxis and Foxy dying in every possible engagement, he will take another combo 1 and 7 now. Crazy fight, and worth keeping in mind that Liquid did manage to kill Laurel to start. So with him off the board, you would have thought Liquid could maybe get a better total exchange than that, but that's what it took to finish off the Terrorblade afterwards. Now Collapse getting backstabbed by a pack of wolves.
Need to get the Avalanche to start things out. Arrows coming, clean kill on the Collapse. Taro TP's in very deep. The tier 1 is actually dead. They're going to try to chase them out. Other reinforcements on the way. I believe Laurel is coming. With Laurel at half HP. He's trying to get the connection, get the foil onto 2. Like they're going to try to snap it. The silence comes out. Taro snaps it after the fact. Gets Avalanche and killed off. Big mistake from Spirit. They will trickle back to base. That was a very, very rare mistake for Yatoro.
Liquid really needed this to happen.
Yeah.
That is going to stabilize things in a big way. They killed 2 cores and a tower and lose absolutely nobody. And as you pointed out, it was Yatoro's choice. He could have canceled that TP. The Centaur was already dead.
And he broke the foil like just as it was about to expire. Very, very close call.
If he waited just half a second more, he might have been able to walk it off.
Even a gift to come back in this game because it was spiraling. Or obviously still with a pretty big network advantage. Sets him back a little bit.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Battle blade there from Mickey.
He got Ace his shard now. So upgrades the wolves, summons 3 wolves, and they get the high tail ability. Major upgrade, major issues towards to deal with. But obviously, the general more scouting power, more pushing power, better utility. Really feels a good shard to get.
Radiant's
Now
bottom
let's see what he
tower
queues
is
up
under
next.
attack.
I think this is what's going to be telling. I think it's going to be AC, but yeah, this is going to be a possibility.
Yeah,
Boy.
has the hook shot. There's a bushwhack here.
The bot tower is gone as well.
Orban the Dreamer gets the kill on the tier 1. I think he'll continue to dream. Stays alive, just barely. Orban.
Remember where that's from.
Artifact.
Dire are
Right.
scanning.
No, that is the same model.
Not as recognizable as the green card.
Yeah.
Maybe a big guy down there.
Laurel about 600 from the Aghanim stuff. Liquid definitely has stabilized now. But again, like in terms of pace, which team is going to be happier with the progression?
And if you asked Spirit's coach for this game if he would be happy with the Ophelia at 20 minutes, I think he would say yes. But if it's for 10 minutes, he's going to say no. So overall, it depends if you're looking at it through the scope of theory of what this game should look like right now, or what it could have looked like with the way Spirit started the game. I still think they're in a good position.
Unfortunately for Spirit, Nisha on the opposite side of the map right now, very far away. And he kills a good kill.
As good of
Dire
an
are
AC.
scanning. Dire's middle tower
He
is
actually
under attack.
stands up. Delayed massively.
Radiant are scanning. None is
Ace might be the recipient of this gank, although I believe Mickey is going through the gate.
He's trying to solo forward.
Okay, doing it quite nicely, I have to say.
Got it.
Indeed. That's a nice steal. As Boxing will not be blocking the path, though. Loses the cogs, gets
Oh, the
the hook
tough
shot. Oh, unfortunate. And not me going to get chased down in all likelihood. Not that many reinforcements. Why? That. finding a target. Like Tofu will pick it up. It's 1-for-1 for support. Here now on the run. Who gets silenced and ultimate reveal, but the Yules comes out. He realized that was in his inventory.
Oh, the Shackle!
Shackle coming out as well. Really low as Yu gets bursted down. Zoro run out of resources here pretty soon as Nisha is A-OK. Did he get that like roughly the same time the Orchid came out?
Oh, it's barely been. Yep. It's funny, once he finds a second man, Shackle immediately dies.
Okay, he's out of mana. Orchid on hand. They have the vision. Stuck around too long. That's a big kill for Spirit.
Just about to say, great sequence for Liquid getting the Tormentor into 2 kills. But Tiny is a lateral damage on the way out. Don't feel all that bad for Spirit anymore.
I wonder what Dota Plus thinks. Maybe they know something that we do not. Really?
Dire's middle tower is
80
under attack.
when
Lifelike. Too soon.
cannot be
Too
right.
soon.
Dota Plus has not been wrong though, Cinderella. Not on our watch. Help the Wolves now. Like a power shot. That's the hook shot to a teammate. Still getting pursued by the Wolves. They're going to try to continue on to get the coil off. There's the silence onto the puck. Finally, the Yules comes up. He's already at half HP for Nisha.
Oh, the
extended. They get the hook beautifully timed as Nisha will fall. Not expecting that at all as Spirit get a huge kill again. And a Triceratops, an even bigger kill. A dinosaur hits the deck.
Oh, that one's an artifact work.
Right. Horn of the Alpha? Well, technically they come out, not the actual part through. The Thunderhide pack is the
That is really
Dota names apparently. You can also sing the artifact song for you if you like. Doggy doggy something.
I don't remember it like that, but
Doggy
I'm
doggy.
about to say they've remastered it. I guess. I don't know if you call that a remaster.
That's the new age version. This is the beauty of having these wolves though, is all the visions. It's almost like having a pseudo bounty hunter in your game.
Yeah.
It's not giving you crack kills.
Radiant's middle tower
Aura
is under
apparently very
attack.
confident with this 3K lead. I mean, Dota Plus is very confident.
Radiant's middle tower.
Close late game. How would you match up with the team?
I think it's pretty close. I think Terrorblade is a pretty strong contender for this game, even Super Blade, but yeah, I think it's anyone's game if it's close. There's so many variables, so many heroes that scale in a fashion that you wouldn't think was possible a few years ago. Centaur becomes a complete monster in late game. Lita scales in a fashion that she used to. Hoodwink is a late game powerhouse. Spirit have plenty of options, and then on the other side you've got both my Tiny, Cock, late game Beast. Get this for free.
Liquid. Collapses in the game. Left feed right on top. Nisha actually snatches the Aegis, so Spirit technically gets the kill on the road. The focus now onto this big bad Terrorblade. Gets broken. Gets the Sunrise at the last moment onto Mickey. Has to go to the high ground now. The right clicks are not enough to kill off Yatoro. Law giving some space as Ace. Have to be careful what you try to fight off here. Illusory Orb right up on top of the Terrorblade. Yatoro now in a lot of trouble. Getting bursted, getting right click, getting to the high ground now. As Reflection at his disposal, Nisha, and he continues the pressure here as Ace is going to take the Reflection. Yatoro still staying alive, and finally Nisha finishes the job. Big kill for Liquid, but they've lost 3 heroes. Not me, with the cogs down to slow up onto Boxy. Doesn't even bother with him, he's died a million times this game. Nisha takes the full LSA though, do they have the damage? Puts up, yes! The Aegis is down already. Liquid likely break things up, I would assume, as Nisha might be able to get a kill on the way out. Spring will keep the clock alive a little bit longer. Nisha taking out Laguna Blade. He gets off the phase shift. LSA is going to miss, but Nisha gets touched on the other side. They collapse out, find the kill again onto Nisha. Then they could not kill this puck. He has 4 deaths in this game.
Spirit are clutching up so hard.
I cannot believe how long Yatoro lived.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing is starting with collapse, going for the Aegis. Imagine if he steals the Aegis. Too.
Yeah.
Like, at the very least, for Liquid, he only got the Roche kill.
That's very uncommon for him, by the way.
Yeah, he
Found, killed off.
a little something the other way. A completely inconsequential kill compared to everything else we just saw, though. It's so important in a situation like that for Nisha to get out. He has to scale in this game if you want to have a chance. Lycan is not it yet. He's about to get the AC. That will be a bit of a help. But Tiny just doesn't, his hero doesn't have enough output to kill this Radiant lineup until he gets multiple additional items he has to offer that support. And Nisha's damage build is being delayed by having to buy Yules against Orchid. So he could have had a Parasma now and maybe another 1,000 gold to get Killder and lives, but not the case. Another dead. By Sarah pops. He will bag that gold.
There's the AC for Ace, and I think now surely it's the Ag.
I don't know what else. I don't think he's gonna matter.
He'll probably get that after, I would assume.
Maybe. Maybe there's something else. I think Scythe could be an interesting idea as well.
And funnily enough, in a BKB, just to not get sundered, you're going to be up close and personal in theory, might just be worth it.
Yeah, at the same time as like you kind of have to play around that too. Or you're hasted permanently with your ult. You can hit him with everything else with your hero.
Smoke on both sides. Roche is not even remotely close to this fight. It was taken away, the Aegis rather, for Nisha. Pretty much right off the bat. Pops in the 3 line. On Nisha. Nisha gonna open things up for now. Onto the Clockwork, not being a horrific spot. Has a hook shot away to a teammate. Coil onto 2. LSA not gonna hit any target though. Already, Clockwork has fallen.
And with forced meta too. That's worth
the Lycan ult as well, I suppose, and the Moonlight Shadow. Yeah, Liquid biding their time.
Between those 3 abilities, the most important and the longest cooldown, of course, not the ultimate ability, Metamorphosis.
Right? It's effectively his ultimate.
Yeah, I would argue.
It used to be his way back.
Very long ago.
They have a life drain ability. It's like a crappier version of Pugna Drain, and it does not require channeling. That was weird.
Well, he's had both. He had the version that Pugna has, where you have to stand still.
Oh, really?
That was the original life drain. You stood still and just drained 20 health per second per level. And he was able to move with it, which was insanely broken. The first version. Eventually.
LSA, oh, he dodged something there. The LSA dodged completely somehow. Uses the Yules, but he's surrounded and killed off. So, regardless of the beautiful dodge from Nisha, still dies. I did not think he would die. I thought even if they lost, I think he would have died 2 times.
Yeah. 5 deaths.
5 deaths?
Is too many.
Crazy.
Didn't account for that counterplay though. They have coming out of the Yules, they can't. So they can stand on top of him and he will instantly take damage from the offense. They can't Yules into Blink, they have to phase into Blink. But phase obviously was unavailable because
Dodge and I'll stay with it.
Yep.
Last very close to BKB, and then it'll be Aghanim Scepter afterward. This seems like an exceptional axe game. Lina or Terrorblade love to be in the card in terms of AoE abilities. There's a little bit from Liquid, but nothing crazy. And we'll take Tormentors, so 2 in a row. McKay, short.
massive.
Crash landing.
Yes. Yes, sir. Not exactly all that impressive.
Well, if
What you can
he
get.
tosses Boxy in again, it'll do a little more damage, right?
Yeah.
But basically, tossing it works anyway.
He Fox saw a Blink Dagger in anticipation.
Toss him and then blink out. Yeah, that's pretty hype combo. Look at Laurel's inventory. Where sheep is right now. The Arcanum bottle.
Recognizing that this game has overwhelming physical damage, life in a tiny, so ups with some armor. A solid choice here. But also, the nature of your supports is quite different from last game. They have two staves, disruption, now you have neither. But your cores kind of have to spend a little bit more for themselves if they do the jump. That's the way to do it here with my armor. I've been very impressed with Laurel's Lina this tournament, by the way. I was saying that I think this team works best when Laurel plays in the enemy space as an initiator role, like Tango, Puck, Ember, those types of heroes, but a couple of Lina games I've seen is coming up to the level of some other heroes, showing some nice versatility for the Spirit. It makes it a lot harder to ban against them if Laurel can start shining on this type of heroes too.
Yeah, it's not just about having a big hero pool, but having multiple archetypes.
Yes, exactly. They're doing a really good job. That's what I want to commend Spirit on is, okay, you're not playing Tango, therefore we are drafting other supports. Like, keeping that consistency in making the lineups make sense, which I personally found that Liquid broke in game 1. Other lineup was one-dimensional. This one is way more well-rounded, but unfortunately, so far, they've kind of just been outplayed. There's only so much you can do with the draft.
And something we have not mentioned yet, but Yatoro, as a Shadow Blade person, when he gets this silver edge against both Lycan and Winra, I mean, they cannot run away from you anymore.
It ruins Lycan. It is so bad. Absolute speed at 200.
Base 300 from Axe. We are going to see the Wolf Hawk hybrid species here in Dota. Not so new actually. That's Ti10. First time that we really showcased it.
Only. Actually, long ago, isn't it? Honestly, quite surprising that actually this idea has got to stay in the game.
Yeah.
More than 3 months.
Very true. You're bound to get something right. Putting all that garbage out into the world.
Was it also?
I'm not sure about that. I remember he had another crazy one first that involved a lot of color.
But Gabe takes it. Gives and takes away. He likes up to Boston. Techniques.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he'd rather have that.
He would probably trade half of your rosters.
Spirit.
It's the FX though on Lycan. So.
Will roar because technically they killed Roshan. They didn't get the Aegis. There's potential opportunity. This is going down way too fast. Quite a clockwork. Every day of the week. They have the Aegis on Yatoro.
Trying to get out. Good Gale Force.
Yeah, with the silence coming out from Nisha, the coil as well. They'd love to burn this Aegis right off the bat. The power shot in it. He's not going to walk out of it before it ends. He gets harpooned back into Avatos. He's dead. That's life number 1 already. So again, the Aegis expiring right off the bat. As Liquid could be relatively happy with that.
They're not done yet, I think.
Like Yatoro just trying to get back to base. Amalgamation's up the deep. It's off the Manta style. That half HP still has his Thunder available. There's the BKB from Mickey. The Avatos as well. Looking for any target. The Thunder not going to be there. Yatoro bites the dust. Big kill from Liquid. Foxy likely to be the sacrifice as per norm. Rule of engagement for Liquid. If you fight, Foxy shall die. Rocket hook shot misses though from not being. Logs onto the puck. Nisha has plenty to get away though, it seems. Orb. Good flip over the LSA, but the Eon disc does proc. Runaway gets the face shift up, has the blink dagger again. The hook's up again from Collapse. He's on top of this all game long. Forced that to keep Nisha alive though, but now Mickey in a horrible spot himself. Trying to get away already at half HP. They have the vision. The double edge is there with the LSA to follow. This is a dead Tiny. Mickey drops to the deck after saving his Puck's life. Nisha trying to kill off somebody. They missed hooks on from Collapse this time. That would have been another kill on Nisha.
And Nisha better not die after his Tiny bailed him out and
That
dies
would be
for it.
very sad for them. Ace in that Lycan form now. Hooks up. Gonna be there. Kill off the creeps. In the jungle, but Airblade's starting to die in these fights that they're in. I'm trying to think what you would want to buy next. I mean, Bloodthorn is obviously the upgrade for Orchid, but what do you think is Red's final item? You want Satanic?
I feel like that is worth it at this point.
I like his build-up so far. I think the Orchid was debatable, whether that was the right choice or not. They found a couple of kills, and Nisha just would feel like the Orchid. Maybe one or two of the kills actually specifically because of it. And it comes with the added benefit of making Nisha buy Yule, so you're kind of just trading net worth, right? In that sense. So it's, even if it doesn't kill him, it does stifle his scaling of hero. But yeah, I would maybe would be nice to grab here. If he had better defensive supports, I think he could play without it entirely. But he is indeed eyeing up the Bloodthorn plus.
It must be Satanic. It feels like he needs life support. Honestly, the smell from Satanic is pretty good this game as well.
It is.
I mean, really, when it comes to, they do have a good lockdown as the issue for Liquid, right? They have basically foil. I mean, that's just a mini stun, but the Avalanche is the big one. You get Avalanche into the power, into Shackle.
That's definitely the challenge here, right? Is that, yeah, you can have Satanic. I think Liquid is starting to reach damage numbers where they can 100 to 0 you in a chain stun. And since you don't have any reliable saves yet with Collapse on
Dodge is the LSA. Okay, Dodge is a lot here. Done.
maybe they're just, I guess he's going to rely on Collapse saving him with next. And they'll overlap their next timing of items where he's going to have Satanic Bloodthorn and they're going to have Egg Centaur. His Protector. Fair enough. Satanic now.
Oh boy, again, is this going to happen? Yes, it's the Stiller. Off the Yule to the orb. LSA finds him and he's dead again!
Oh yeah, you better tip him. That's frame perfect LSA out of Yule.
Disgusting. Filthy human.
That is so much harder than it looks.
Okay. Base. Back to his base. Aaron, obviously no ages to work with 16k lead, though. They're going to focus on buyback. Metamorphosis, Toro. These tier 3s are melting now. Roche Banner was still available to them. Power is certainly going to die. Fortification comes out, and they do aggro the creeps.
Yeah, they're going to give him this set. I think it's way too privileged buyback up here.
Oh, hook shot. Not done. They want to go for some kills now. They're trying to force the buyback from Nisha. Really low. Okay, they're going to kill off Not Me. Yeah, kind of. No buyback from Nisha, so yeah, we'll be instead of Eragg.
Radiant are scared.
Almost that much.
Wanted a bit more than he could have there, but they still get what they came for. The lane is gone, and back to controlling the map we go.
Funny how small Mickey becomes.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Tiny. Name is Tiny.
If he kept his relative size, necessary. They know that if they want to win this game, they have to be able to kill Yatoro, because what is inevitably going to happen is Spirit will look for the next road. And if Terrorblade has them, he has high ground. You have to somehow find a way of killing him twice, or you're losing the entire base. So not really made any great itemization options aside from this.
And Yutoro is officially 6-slotted. So I would assume the Ags next for him to get the gear and uptime on Metamorphosis as well. So it feels good Ag. Technically is reserved as a luxury hero.
I assume him on 25 he takes the better.
Then again, we usually do have a link to that. Play swap with it.
Swap it in, I guess. Classic late game carrot conundrum. Like, which of my... I have one of everything. Which shall I choose?
Refractor also excellent on the hero. Collapse, he's got 80 gold. More creep here. We'll give him the gold for the Aghanim Scepter. We'll have Workforce at his disposal. Of course, Collapse, I'm going to call him the original pro player to go for this Aghanim Scepter way back in the day when this was first introduced. But it was actually quite bad.
Yeah.
He would still buy it, and that's why I respect it. The only reason I respect it is they find a connection onto Mickey. The LSA with the Laguna gets off the BKB with a harpoon. Do they have the vision to chase it? Collapse coming in with the Stampede and the BKB as well. Nisha has the coil at his disposal. The Huston finds them. Collapse gets the kill, and that is a huge one because Mickey does not have buyback. Do they have the connection now onto the puck? Beyond this does proc. This time he does get the blink off, getting the Waning Rift as well. Nisha has died so many times this game, but it seems that he will survive this time. I don't know if their buildings will survive Cinder without their Tiny for a full minute plus.
Lina even has damage. She's also acting like a truck. This is fast.
60-second set, and I don't see why they stop.
Immediately.
They're going for Tormentor while this is all happening. Koku has his shard. Inconsequential at this point.
Good fantasy points there.
Yeah, that's right. As they're gonna get the full megas. Spirit in complete control of this game too, and this series. Do they try to finish it right here, right now? Why not? 40 seconds still to the 90. And look at these buildings absolutely melt. Tier 4 down. Second one will light the dust as well. And Liquid gonna have to try to fight this out without their Tiny, but Yatoro just focusing on the barracks, already at half HP on the Ancient. No reason to switch targets. They're gonna try to burst him down. The card is coming to the BKB, but he's inside the card now. They destroy the Mirana, they destroy the Ancient, and Spirit will move on in the international lower bracket. Liquid eliminated.
Man, they look scary today, honestly.
Yeah, they're